The BBC has been criticised both by Alex Kelly this morning and by Brian. And so let's bring NewsGuard on screen, because NewsGuard, as we have reported before, is part of the disinformation industrial complex. It's all about making sure that anybody is providing transparent, or that they claim they're providing transparent, accountable trust ratings for thousands of news outlets. And of course, they have decided to renew for a further year the trust rating for the UK column. Well, I'm delighted to say that they have given us a trust rating of 27.5 out of 100. They say that we should proceed, that anybody watching the UK column or reading content on our website should proceed with maximum caution, because the UK column website is unreliable because it severely violates basic journalistic standards. Well, I'm going to say, if the basic journalistic standards that NewsGuard is talking about are those represented by the BBC, then I'm happy and delighted to be violating those basic journalistic standards. So let's look at these specific allegations against us. They say that we do repeatedly publish false or egregiously misleading content. They say that we do not gather and present information responsibly. They say that we don't regularly correct or clarify errors. They say that we do not handle the difference between news and opinion responsibly. And the other one that they are really having a go at us on is that we do not disclose ownership and financing. And of course, that is particularly untrue. Well, they're all untrue, but that one is untrue, because we have said many, many times, and we have said on the website, that we are funded by you, our members, and that is our only source of funding. Now, they are very pleased that we avoid deceptive headlines. They are pleased that we do reveal who's in charge, and that we do reveal any possible conflicts of interest. And they're happy that the site names, that's UK column names, content creators along with either contact or biographical information. But if you want to know more about NewsGuard, do go and have a look at the Censored page on the UK column website, which takes you through a timeline of how this disinformation industrial complex has built itself. And you'll find that at ukcolumn.org/censored. So then let's have a look at this. This is the European Data Protection Supervisor meeting, which has just taken place. Thank you to all the speakers and the audience for taking part in the seminar that they have held on child sexual abuse material proposal. So this is the EU's proposal on how to deal with child sexual abuse material. The proposal is basically that platforms that are providing online chat services, for example, any encrypted services, would be required to scan for child sexual abuse material as it's being uploaded, and therefore breaking end-to-end encryption and so on. Now, this is something which was absolutely universally at this event, or at least significantly universally, derided as being anti-democratic and pretty horrendous. So let's just bring the supervisor of the European Data Protection Supervisor, the main man, on screen. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. Basically saying that the EU's proposals could bring consequences that go well beyond concerns with the protection of children. This is by far the feeling of people that are involved in privacy issues, many legislators as well, and certainly the people taking part in this particular event. And just to remind you of the Index for Censorship comments on the online safety bill, which, by the way, Debi reminded me before the news program, receives royal assent tomorrow. So thank you, Debi, for reminding me of that. But just remind ourselves what they were saying, the Index for Censorship were saying about the Online Safety Act, as it will be tomorrow. The provisions in the Act that would enable state-backed surveillance of private communications contain some of the broadest and most powerful surveillance powers ever proposed by a Western democracy. It means that the UK would be one of the first democracies to place a de facto ban on end-to-end encryption for private messaging apps. And the British government 100% using the issue of child sexual abuse material, which they haven't really cared about at any point, as far as I'm aware, in the past. It's suddenly become an issue because it's a great way to front up the argument that we should be preventing people using encrypted messaging apps and so on. Now, a couple of years back, Apple attempted to implement a scanning mechanism for child sexual abuse material on iCloud which is their cloud storage platform. And that got such a huge backlash from their users that they were forced to absolutely abandon this idea completely. So this was a report from September the 1st, 2023, talking about the fact that they had abandoned their plan to detect child sexual abuse material in iCloud photos. But this, the dropping of this idea happened quite some time ago. My point here is the backlash to Apple's decision to attempt to implement this type of scanning was such that they could not proceed with it. And we need the same type of backlash for legislators, not only in the UK, but across Europe and the world. This is not about protecting children, which we can absolutely show governments across the world have not been attempting to do in any way up to this point.
Yeah, and I'll just add that to that, Mike, that of course it was only a couple of years ago that we had the ICSA inquiry running into a massive supposed inquiry into child abuse in the UK. But at the end of the day, the documentary reports came out, but what actual action was taken on the ground? A few prosecutions of pretty elderly people from their crimes in the past, and otherwise things carry on as normal, including the state stealing children through the secret family courts. All of that still goes on completely unchanged.
Okay, if you like what the UK Column's doing, you would like to support us, please join us. You can do that at community.ukcolumn.org. Your membership helps us immensely. As we said a few minutes ago, this is the only way we are funded, and without your support, we can't do what we're doing. So thank you to everybody that's supporting us at the moment, but please join us if you can. You could pick something up, including the new MHRA Not Fit for Purpose t-shirt, which for anybody waiting, they are on their way. They'll be here very, very soon, and they'll be posted out. They're still available for pre-order, and that's at shop.ukcolumn.org. But please do share anything you find on the various platforms, especially ukcolumn.org and ukcolumnextracts.co.uk. And Debi, your latest blog is up.
It is indeed, and as I discussed earlier, Andrew Bridgen and Maria Caulfield are on my radar. My message to MPs as well. And why are Switzerland, the Swiss government, sending iodine tablets to 5 million of their population? And why could the Gaza Strip be the city of the future? Two interesting conversation pieces, I think.